Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on over to mines, we have a battle in the TVP 50/51 played by me, of course, and thank you to my tune Ole for playing this battle with me. It truly was a fun match. Anyways, I start by moving up to this middle position here, seeing if anyone wants to, try peeking ridgeline, and if so, I'll be glad to put in a couple rounds. Looks like everyone's playing a little passive here. And since the TVP has a pretty long reload, and since you have to be looking at them in order to get your shells out, unless you're poking in and out of cover, I decide to fall back for now and reposition and see if anyone's going to make a cheeky move. And as doing that, the enemy grill gets spotted here, but unfortunately for me, he gets into cover right as I come around the corner. So now I decide to just post up in this bush, seeing if this other grill, the Delta_legend guy, is going to peek this, and if so, I'll put a full clip into it. There goes the Sheridan on our team, bringing it down to a 6 versus 7 in the first minute of the match. Not exactly ideal, but that's usually how Mines plays out. Thankfully, the enemy M60 decides to drive out without knowing what's around that corner, and we are able to inflict a lot of damage on him, load the heat, clearing him, bringing it back down to a 6 versus 6. Now, the TVP has a very spicy clip, being able to get about 1,100 damage out per clip every time. Unless you're using HE, then that number goes up to a whopping, 1,600. Unless you're shooting a WT or a grill that has spall liner. Well, I guess you could include the Conway in 4005 in that statement as well. But I decide to reposition over to the left side of the map here because it's not being paid attention to. And with that in mind, I have a clear line of sight on this enemy grill, allowing me to almost get a full clip if that shell decided not to go into the dirt. But I get my clip out, I take my time, and I notice this 50B coming around the corner, so I decide to retreat for now, reposition, get my shells back, and then I'll make my next move. As the team whittles away the enemy team little by little here. We still have around 5 minutes left to go, so we have plenty of time to make our moves here. Everyone seems pretty competent in what they're doing and what they aren't doing, I guess you could say. And I can't say the same for me as I drive into a wall. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Anyways, I move back on this 50B to see if he's still over here and possibly get a clip out on him, but I don't exactly want to take any damage because this battle could go either way and we don't know which way it's going to go, so I decide to be a little cautious here in maneuvering, and I only put the one shell in. I just go for the reload right after that and decide, I'll save my hit points for now. I'll wait until a better opportunity arises, and it surely will come later on. Now, concerning some of the other aspects of the TVP, it has pretty good accuracy, pretty good penetration. Mobility, it's, I would say, average for a medium tank. It's a little bit on the higher end if I do say so myself. It's able to get going pretty quickly here. The turret armor profile, it's pretty bad, except for the mantle. It will take anything you throw at it, which is really nice. A lot of people will bounce that if you're wiggling your turret and moving about all over the place. And the upper plate too, on the front, if you angle it just right, you can get a couple bounces here and there, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. Anyways, I decide to hone my inner YOLO TTB, and I decide to YOLO this right flank here because this grill is isolated. If I can clear him, that'll open up this right flank for opportunities, and I will be able to get some shots out on everyone on the battlefield. Well, except for the mouse, because as you'll see later on, he decided to flank for some reason. But after that third shell there, I decided to go for the reload because I want my 4 shells. I know it's not exactly the best idea to reload, even though I might have shot opportunities, but, I just want that full clip potential. Just this once. But anyways, I'm waiting here to get the clear on this VK, and as soon as I have my shells back, I'm going to put the first round in, the second round in, and then one into the 50B for good measure. Try to get this fourth one in, but, it did exactly what it did earlier when shooting that grill. It went straight into the dirt. Now, as we start to clear each other here and there, the situation is brought down to a 4 versus 3 with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. Time is ticking out. So I decide to move up here. I'll take some damage. I have some hit points I can work with here, and I decide I need to clear this 50B. Thanks to my tune mate, he said he could clear him here, but I said, it could possibly be a 7-kill game. I'll give it a go. I take the hit from the 268. No spicy 705 shell right there. And then we decide to move on this mouse. Now, my teammates here, they are both one-shots with the mouse. I can take a couple hits here, so I decide to take the front line while they fall back a little bit. And the mouse ends up going mid, which in his situation, I probably would have backed out and stuck myself in between some houses, so they would have to come, you know, where the mouse fights best in town, I guess. Now, I don't exactly want to take this shell because I can't clip him quite yet. Possibly could here, but all my shells would have to pen, and it is a mouse after all. And I decide to wait here, maybe bait the shell out, and as soon as he takes a little bit more damage here, I make my move. He puts a shell in, and then I make my move, each shell into the lower plate, and then I switch back to the APCR, putting one into the side, clearing him, and ending the game. 5,000 damage, 7 kills, not too bad, not too bad at all. And really concerning this tank, if you have really good map awareness and, you know, ideas of how much damage you can output in terms of regards of your enemy's hit points, that'll really help you out when playing this tank, especially when it's very reliant on, you know, clipping those tanks that are low HP and repositioning, because if you stay in one position, you will get overrun in this tank. And with that note, I'll make my leave.